Hello, welcome to Critical Joke Theory with your host, G.D. Fenderson, Certified Forensic Humorist. Now with new joke technology. Hi, I'm G.D. Fenderson, Certified Forensic Humorist at large, but I'm losing weight. Welcome to Critical Joke Theory, episode 71. Now with new joke technology and open captioned for the humor impaired. Rest in peace, Colin Gray, father of Appalachia High School shooter, 14-year-old Colt Gray. Colin Gray was 54 when... I'm sorry. Colin Gray is not dead. Okay, I'm not really sorry, but he is sorry. A sorry excuse for a parent. Colin gifted his son Colt an AR-15 style rifle after it had become apparent that Colt was suspected of planning a school shooting last year. Colin Gray, 54, the father of Colt Gray, was charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 8 counts of cruelty to children, according to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Colin Gray is being held without bond and wasn't held enough as a child. Colin's son, Colt Gray, is a 14-year-old student at Appalachia High School in Barrow County, Georgia, who is in custody and is charged with murder. He will be tried as an adult. The 2 students and 2 teachers that Colt Gray murdered are identified as 14-year-old Mason Schermerhorn, 14-year-old Christian Angulo, assistant football coach Richard Ricky Aspinwall, and Christina Eremy, a math teacher. A note to parents: stop naming your kids after guns. No more Colts, no more Remingtons, no more Rugers, and definitely no more cannons and BBs. A dual U.S. Turkish citizen, Asanur Ezgi Yagi, taking part in a protest against settlement expansion in the Israeli-occupied West Bank, died of her wounds on Friday after being shot in the head by Israeli troops. The Turkish ministry said she was killed by Israeli soldiers and described the incident as a, quote, murder carried out by the Netanyahu government, close quotes. The Israeli military said it was looking into reports of that a foreign national was killed as a result of shots fired in the area. The details of the incident and the circumstances in which she was hit are under review, close quote. First, the shots were fired into her head, not her area. Second, don't hold your breath waiting for Netanyahu government to complete its review. He's too busy investigating his own war crimes. Judge Juan Merchan has moved Donald Trump's New York City election interference hush money trial sentencing hearing to November 26, thus validating Trump's claim that the justice system is rigged in his favor. Sometimes good things happen to no good people, again and again. What the fuck? After an 11th hour plea followed by hours of legal wrangling Thursday, Hunter Biden pleaded guilty to 9 tax-related charges, avoiding a lengthy and potentially embarrassing trial for President Joe Biden's son. U.S. District Judge Mark Scarsi accepted Hunter Biden's guilty plea on all the tax-related charges he faced after being indicted last December. Sentencing in the case is scheduled for December 16th. President Biden has already said that he will not pardon his son Hunter. That was before Biden decided not to run for re-election. Now that Biden is no longer a candidate, he can commute his son's sentence. He can pardon his son. He can have his son change his name so he won't be pardoning Hunter. It'll be Billy. WWTD. What would Trump do? Something illegal. A convicted murderer whose sentence was commuted by Donald Trump has been convicted in Florida of an attack on his wife. Trump commuted Jamie A. Davidson's sentence on January 20th, 2021, the former president's last day in office. That month, Trump issued 143 pardons and commutations, including Davidson's. This is the second case of domestic violence by someone released by Trump to have emerged in the last week. Trump's other commutee is Jonathan Braun, 41, stands accused of one count of assault with injury on a person 65 years or older in the second degree, two counts of assault with intent to cause injury in the third degree, and one count of petty larceny, according to Nassau County District Court records. What are the odds that both are charged with beating their wives? What can I say? Trump has a type. Speaking of type, former President Trump appeared before a federal appeals court Friday where his attorney argued that he should get a new trial in writer E.G. Carroll's lawsuit accusing him of sexual abuse and defamation that ended in a multi-million-dollar jury verdict. The argument delved into whether Trump's trial judge erred by allowing the jury to hear from two other women who accused the former president of sexual assault in infamous Access Hollywood tape, in which Trump can be heard bragging about groping women without their permission. Okay, first of all, only two women? Trump got off lucky. And second, if you're tired of Trump, me too. Let's start a movement. The federal judge, Tanya Chutkan, overseeing former President Donald Trump's case over the aftermath of the 2020 election, laid out the schedule for next steps in the prosecution following the Supreme Court's ruling that Trump enjoys immunity for official acts he took while in the White House, along with some other shit he took while he was in the White House. But that's a different court, and that's probably Eileen Cannon, and that's never mind. Let's not think about the things that he took, other things he took. Like people for granted. Stop it. Okay. U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan issued an order mostly siding with a timeline proposed by Special Counsel Jack Smith, hours after the two sides met in her courtroom earlier Thursday. Trump is charged with 4 counts related to this alleged efforts to overturn the election results, including conspiracy to defraud the U.S. Trump pleaded most innocent man ever indicted. Former Representative Liz Cheney, Republican from Wyoming, on Wednesday endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris for president, the latest high-profile Republican endorsement for Democrats. Quote, because of the danger that Donald Trump poses, not only am I not voting for Donald Trump, but I will be voting for Kamala Harris, close quotes, Cheney said at Duke University. Not only that, her father, Dick Cheney, will also be voting for Kamala Harris. Wow. You ever second guess one of your decisions because someone that you really don't like agrees with you? Yeah. Federal prosecutors have indicted Michael Smith, a 52-year-old North Carolina music producer, for using AI to swindle streaming platforms of $10 million in royalty payments since 2017. The musician used AI to create hundreds and thousands of tracks and then used them to earn millions of dollars. Usually, if a musician produces that many tracks, they're in his arm or between their toes. The U.S. seized a plane belonging to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, seen here pointing to where he thinks his plane is, and brought it to the U.S. on Monday. The Justice Department said in a statement claiming the jet was exported from Florida in violation of U.S. sanctions. Quote, this morning, the Justice Department seized an aircraft we allege was illegally purchased for $13 million through a shell company and smuggled out of the United States for use by Nicolas Maduro and his cronies, close quote, said Attorney General Merrick Garland. Maduro's planned to use the plane to smuggle enough votes to overturn the election that he lost, but is still in the process of stealing. President Biden has visited a labor organizing training center in Ann Arbor, Michigan, Friday afternoon. At the event, Biden signed an executive order aimed at protecting labor standards and unions, among federal employees. Friday's event marks the president's third trip to a swing state as the Harris campaign works to win over blue wall states, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Biden hopes that this executive order will protect Kamala Harris's black job. An appeal court in North Carolina has ruled that Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s name should be removed from mail-in ballots, and the Kennedy family wants his name removed from their family tree. And finally, twice impeached, four times indicted, unregistered sex offender convicted felon defeated ex-President Trump on Thursday, outlined his economic agenda if he is elected in November, doubling down on many of the policies that he leaned on during his first 4 years in office and vowing to undo numerous Biden administration moves. Good luck with that. If Dulcolax can't move him, what can Trump do? Trump spoke to the Economic Club of New York, where he addressed a crowd of economists, business leaders, and journalists to call for extended tax cuts, deregulation, and tariffs on companies who outsource jobs or import products. Trump was asked about his plans to make childcare cheaper. After establishing that childcare is childcare, he went on a 2-minute rant where the number of times that he said numbers numbered into the numbers. Real numbers, not imaginary numbers like the square root of -1. Numbers can be positive or negative, but numbers are a sign, and number signs are sometimes called a hash mark, or a hash sign, or a hashtag, or an octothorpe with a silent E, or a pound sign. Although our pound sign and the European pound sign aren't the same sign. Their sign looks like an L, while we use our sign to play tic-tac-toe, and I am number for it. I'm G.D. Fenderson, Certified Forensic Humorist, now with New Joke Technology. Thank you for watching Critical Joke Theory. If you enjoyed it, please like and share it. And please check out my virtual comedy show called Psychomedy 201, Shoulda Coulda Woulda Told That Joke Part 2, being streamed live on plausible.com on Friday, September the 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Join Plausible and join the fun. And please check out Dunaway Past Funny on YouTube, Knob TV, and Spark TV. Also watch The Church of Last Resort streaming live on Sundays on YouTube at 9 a.m. Eastern. Be safe out there and don't feed the crazies.